The bench was empty, except for death. Marcus Bennett sat in a $1,000 suit with a suicide note in his pocket. 3 weeks of sitting on random benches across Los Angeles. 3 weeks of deciding which day would be his last. Today was supposed to be that day. Then she appeared. A 10-year-old black girl with a purple backpack, clutching her stomach in pain. Sky Morrison had missed 62 days of school last year. Sickle cell anemia was killing her slowly. Her grandmother worked 2 jobs just to afford medicine that barely worked. This morning she had 1 brown paper bag, 2 slices of toast, an apple, a juice box. Her only meal until dinner. She looked at the sad man in the expensive suit. Then she did something impossible. Sky walked over to a billionaire ready to die and gave him everything she had. 3 weeks later, his lawyers showed up at her door. What they told her, grandmother, changed everything. Before we dive into this story, let us know where you are watching from in the comment section and what time is it right there. Then don't forget to subscribe to our channel to support the work we do here. Sky's stomach hurt again. Not the regular hungry kind. The kind that made her sit down on the bus stop bench even though school started in 20 minutes. She opened her backpack. Inside was the brown paper bag her grandmother packed that morning. 2 slices of toast with butter. An apple. A juice box. "You eat every bite, baby," Grandma had said. "You need your strength." Sky knew what that meant. The sickle cell. The reason she missed so many school days. The reason Grandma worked 2 jobs to pay for medicine. She pulled out the bag but didn't open it yet. That's when she noticed the man. He sat 3 feet away on the same bench. Expensive suit, shiny shoes, but his face looked wrong. Not angry. Not sick. Just empty. His hands shook a little. Sky had seen that look before. On her uncle before he went to rehab. On her neighbor after her son got locked up. On her own face in the mirror after the doctor said the pain would get worse before it got better. The man stared at the ground like he was looking for something he dropped years ago. Sky's grandmother always said you can tell when someone's spirit is breaking. This man's spirit wasn't just breaking, it was already broken. She looked at her breakfast, then at him, then at her breakfast again. The smart choice was to eat it. She needed it. Her body needed it. Grandma would be upset if she came home and found out Sky gave away her food again. But Sky had learned something in her 11 years. When you've hurt as much as she had, you recognize pain in other people. Even strangers. Even rich strangers in expensive suits. She stood up. Walked over. Held out the brown paper bag. "You look like you need this more than me," she said. The man looked up. His eyes were red. For 5 seconds he just stared at her like she was speaking another language. "I can't take your food," he finally said. His voice cracked. "My grandma packed extra," Sky lied. "I already ate at home." Another lie. But this one felt right. The man's hand reached out slowly. He took the bag. His fingers were still shaking. "Thank you," he whispered. Sky smiled. Not a big smile. Just enough to let him know somebody saw him. Somebody cared. Then she walked toward school with an empty backpack and an empty stomach, but something in her chest that felt fuller than it had in months. She didn't know his name. She didn't know he was a billionaire. She didn't know his daughter had just died from the same disease that was killing her. She just knew he needed help, and that was enough. Marcus Bennett sat on that bench for another hour holding the brown paper bag. He didn't eat it right away. He just held it. 3 weeks ago, his daughter Emma died in his arms at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, 8 years old, sickle cell anemia. The same disease that took his wife 6 years before that. He had billions. He had research labs. He had the best doctors money could buy. None of it mattered. Emma still died. After the funeral, Marcus stopped going to work, stopped answering calls, stopped pretending he cared about quarterly reports and stock prices and board meetings. His assistant thought he was home grieving. His lawyers thought he was taking time off. Nobody knew he'd been sitting on random benches across the city for 21 days, trying to decide if today was the day he ended it. He'd written the note yesterday, left it on his desk at home, made sure his assets were in order, made sure the foundation would continue without him. Today was supposed to be the day. Then this little girl gave him her breakfast. Marcus opened the bag, pulled out the toast. It was cold now, but he ate it anyway. Then the apple. Then he drank the juice box even though it was meant for a child. When he finished, he noticed something. A small piece of paper folded at the bottom of the bag. He pulled it out. It was a doctor's appointment reminder card. Patient, Sky Morrison. Date, March 15th, 2:30 p.m. Dr. Patricia Chen, Hematology, Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. The same hospital, the same floor, the same doctor who treated Emma. Marcus felt something crack open in his chest. Not pain this time, something else. He stood up, folded the card carefully, put it in his jacket pocket. For the first time in 3 weeks, he took out his phone. 17 missed calls from his head of security. 42 from his executive assistant. 6 from his lawyers. He ignored all of them. Instead, he called a private number. It rang twice. Raymond, it's Marcus. I need you to find everything about a patient named Sky Morrison. 11 years old, sickle cell. Treated at Cedars-Sinai by Dr. Chen. Sir, are you okay? We've been trying to reach you for weeks. Just do it. Quietly. I want to know where she lives, who takes care of her, what her situation is, everything. Is this about the Foundation's research grant? No, this is personal. Marcus hung up. He looked back at the bench where the little girl had been sitting. She was long gone now, probably at school, probably hungry, probably dying just like Emma had been dying, but unlike Emma, this girl didn't have billions backing her up. She had a grandmother who packed toast in a paper bag. She had medical appointments she probably couldn't afford. She had nothing except kindness, the kind of kindness that saved a stranger's life without even knowing it. Marcus walked to his car for the first time in 3 weeks. His driver nearly cried when he saw him. Take me to the office, Marcus said. Sir, are you sure you're ready? No, but I have work to do. Sky made it to school 40 minutes late. Mrs. Patterson didn't even look up when she walked in, just pointed to her seat. Nice of you to join us, Miss Morrison. Sky slid into her desk. Her best friend Jasmine leaned over. You okay? You look pale. I'm fine. You gave away your breakfast again, didn't you? Sky didn't answer. Jasmine knew her too well. The morning dragged. Math, reading, social studies. Sky's stomach growled through all of it. By lunchtime, the pain in her abdomen was back. Sharper this time. She stood in the cafeteria line with her lunch card, the one that gave her free meals because Grandma's income qualified them. She wasn't ashamed of it anymore. Half the kids in school had the same card. She got her tray, chicken nuggets, green beans, fruit cup, milk. But when she sat down, she could only eat half. The pain was getting worse. You need to go to the nurse, Jasmine said. I'm fine. Sky, you're sweating. I said I'm fine. She wasn't fine. She knew it. Jasmine knew it. But if she went to the nurse, they'd call Grandma. Grandma would leave work. Grandma would lose hours. They couldn't afford that. Sky pushed through the rest of the day. When the bell rang at 3, she packed up slow, walked to the bus stop slow. Everything slow because fast hurt too much. Grandma was already home when Sky walked in. That was wrong. Grandma worked until 6 on Tuesdays. Baby, come sit down. Sky's heart dropped. Something was wrong. What happened? Nothing bad. Just sit. Sky sat on the couch. Grandma sat next to her. Her face looked tired, more tired than usual. I got a call today at work from a lawyer. A lawyer? Why? He said his client wanted to remain anonymous, but he saw you do something kind for someone, and he wants to help. Help how? Grandma's hands were shaking. She pulled out an envelope, opened it. Inside was a check. Sky couldn't even count all the zeros. "This can't be real," Grandma whispered. "How much is it?" $50,000. Sky felt dizzy. That was more money than she'd ever seen. More money than she knew existed in real life. "There's a letter too," Grandma said. She unfolded it, read it out, loud. "Dear Miss Morrison, your act of kindness reminded someone that goodness still exists in this world. This gift comes with no strings. Use it however you need, but know that more help is coming. You are not alone anymore." It wasn't signed. Grandma started crying. Not sad crying, the other kind. "This pays for your medicine, for 6 months at least, maybe more." Sky should have felt happy, should have felt relieved, but something felt off. "Grandma, who was watching me?" "What do you mean? How did they know my name? How did they know we needed help?" Grandma wiped her eyes. "I don't know, baby. But right now I'm not asking questions. I'm just saying thank you." Sky looked at the check again, at all those zeros. She thought about the man on the bench, his empty eyes, his shaking hands. Was it him? And if it was, what did he want? Marcus sat in his office on the 47th floor staring at the file Raymond put together. Sky Morrison, age 11, lives with grandmother Patricia Morrison in a 2-bedroom apartment in Crenshaw. Mother died in childbirth. Father unknown. Diagnosed with sickle cell at age 3. Medical bills, $847,000 and climbing. Insurance coverage. Medicaid. Covers basics. Doesn't cover the new treatments. Doesn't cover the experimental therapies that might actually save her life. Grandmother's income. $31,000 a year working as a cafeteria manager and weekend housekeeper. Bank account balance. 462. Marcus closed the file, opened his laptop, sent 3 emails, first to his head of legal, second to his foundation director, third to Dr. Chen. 20 minutes later, his phone rang. "Marcus, it's Patricia Chen. I got your email. You want to fund treatment for one of my patients?" Sky Morrison. "Yes. May I ask why?" "Personal reasons." "Marcus, I treated Emma. I know what you're going through, but this girl isn't your daughter." "I know that. Then why?" Marcus didn't answer right away. How could he explain that a child's kindness stopped him from killing himself, that her brown paper bag saved his life? "Because I can help her," he finally said. "And I should." Dr. Chen was quiet for a moment. "Her case is complicated. The standard treatments aren't working well. She needs the new gene therapy trial, the one your foundation is funding. Put her in it. Marcus, there's a waiting list, 53 children ahead of her. Then move her up. I can't just, you can. I'm the one funding it. Move her up." Another pause. "This isn't how medical ethics work. Dr. Chen, how many of those 53 kids will die waiting?" Silence. "That's what I thought," Marcus said. "Get her in the trial. Bill everything to me personally, not the foundation, me. This could cost millions. I have millions. And if it doesn't work, then at least we tried." He hung up, looked out the window at the city below. Somewhere down there, Sky was probably doing homework, probably in pain, probably wondering who sent that check. She'd find out soon enough, but not yet. His assistant knocked on the door. "Sir, the board wants to know if you're attending tomorrow's meeting." "Yes." "They also want to know about the foundation's new initiative, the one you launched this morning." Marcus had spent 3 hours that morning restructuring his entire charitable foundation. New focus, new mission, new everything. The Emma and Sky Initiative for Sickle Cell Research. $1 billion over 5 years. Free treatment for any child who needed it. No waiting lists, no insurance requirements, no families choosing between medicine and rent. Tell them it's non-negotiable, Marcus said. Anyone who has a problem with it can resign. His assistant nodded and left. Marcus pulled out the appointment card from his pocket. Looked at it again. March 15th. 2 days away. He'd be there. Not in the room. Not where she could see him. But close enough to make sure everything went right. Close enough to make sure this time he didn't fail. His phone buzzed. Text from Raymond. The check cleared. Grandmother picked up the girl's medicine an hour ago. First time in 3 months she's had a full prescription, Marcus typed back. Good. What's next? You tell me, sir. Marcus looked at Sky's file again, at her school records, straight A's despite missing 62 days last year. Despite the pain, despite everything, this kid was a fighter, just like Emma had been. Set up a trust, he typed. Education fund, medical expenses, living costs, everything. Amount? Marcus didn't hesitate. 5 million. Anonymous. Make sure the grandmother has access but doesn't know where it came from. Sir, that's... Just do it. He put his phone down, looked at Emma's picture on his desk. I couldn't save you, he whispered. But maybe I can save her. Sky walked into Dr. Chen's office on March 15th, holding Grandma's hand. She'd been here 100 times before. Same waiting room, same nervous feeling, same posters on the wall about blood disorders and clinical trials. But today felt different. The receptionist smiled bigger than usual. Sky Morrison? Dr. Chen is ready for you. Go right in. That never happened. They always waited at least 30 minutes. Grandma squeezed her hand. Something's going on. What do you mean? I don't know, but I feel it. Dr. Chen stood when they entered. She wasn't alone. 2 other doctors were there. One Sky recognized from her hospital stays. The other was new. Sky, Mrs. Morrison, please sit. They sat. Sky's stomach tightened. Bad news always started with everyone being too nice. Am I dying? Sky asked. No, Dr. Chen said quickly. Actually, we have good news. Really good news. Grandma leaned forward. What kind of good news? We have an opening in our gene therapy trial. The treatment that could potentially cure Sky's sickle cell. Sky had heard about this trial. Kids at the hospital talked about it. It was the miracle treatment. The one that actually worked. The one nobody could afford. We can't pay for that, Grandma said. We barely afford the regular medicine. It's been taken care of, Dr. Chen said. By who? I'm not at liberty to say, but all costs are covered. The therapy, hospital stays, follow-up care, everything. Grandma's eyes filled with tears. This is him again. The man from the check. Dr. Chen didn't confirm or deny, just kept talking. The treatment involves collecting Sky's stem cells, modifying them to fix the genetic mutation, then putting them back. It's a one-time procedure. Success rate is 87%. And the other 13%? Grandma asked. The therapy doesn't take. We'd try other options. Sky spoke up. When do we start? Next week, if you agree. We need to run some tests first. Make sure you're strong enough. I'm strong enough? Dr. Chen smiled. I believe you are. They spent the next hour signing papers, consent forms, medical releases, pages and pages of documents. When they left, Grandma was crying again. This is a miracle, baby. A real miracle. Sky thought about the man on the bench. She still didn't know his name, didn't know what he looked like up close, but she knew he was doing this. Grandma, can we go back to that bench, the one where I gave away my breakfast? Why? I want to see if he's there. I want to say thank you. They took the bus across town, got off at the same stop, walked to the same bench. Nobody was there. Sky sat down anyway. Grandma sat next to her. You think he knows? Sky asked. Knows what? That he saved my life too. When he took my breakfast, when he didn't give up. Grandma put her arm around her. I think he knows, baby. They sat there for 20 minutes, waiting, hoping. The man never came, but someone was watching. Across the street in a black sedan, Marcus sat with tinted windows. He'd been coming to this bench every day for 2 weeks. Same time, same spot, waiting to see if she'd come back. And now she had. He watched her sit where he'd sat, watched her look around, watched her hope. Raymond sat in the driver's seat. You could just talk to her, sir. No, she doesn't need to know who I am. Why not? Because then it becomes about me, about my money, about what I lost. This needs to be about her, about what she's gaining. She wants to thank you. She already did, that morning, with the toast. Marcus watched Skye stand up, watched her and her grandmother walk away. He'd see her again soon, at the hospital, when the treatment started, but she wouldn't see him. That's how it had to be. The test took 3 days. Blood work, bone marrow biopsy, heart scans, lung function. They poked Skye with so many needles she stopped counting. Grandma stayed in the hospital room the whole time, slept in the chair next to the bed, missed work, didn't care. On the 3rd day, Dr. Chen came in with results. She's approved. We start Monday. Skye felt her chest tighten, not from pain this time, from fear. What if it doesn't work? She asked. Dr. Chen sat on the edge of the bed. Then we try something else. But Skye, I've been doing this for 20 years. I believe this will work. You believed it would work for other kids too. I heard you talking to that boy's mom last month. He didn't make it. The room went quiet. Dr. Chen didn't lie to her. That's what Skye liked about her. She never pretended things were better than they were. You're right. This disease has taken children I cared about, children I fought for. But that's why we keep fighting. That's why this trial exists. Because of kids who died? Because of kids who deserve to live. Skye nodded. Okay. Monday then. That weekend, Grandma tried to make everything normal. They watched movies, played cards, ordered pizza even though they were supposed to be saving money. We have money now, Grandma said, that trust the lawyers told me about. $5 million, Skye. $5 million. That doesn't make sense. Nobody just gives away $5 million. Someone who has more than $5 million does. Sunday night, Skye couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the procedure, about the 87% success rate, which meant 13% failed. 13 out of every 100 kids. What if she was one of the 13? At 2 in the morning, she got up, found her backpack, pulled out a notebook and pen. She started writing. Not a will. She was 11. What did she have to leave anyone? But a letter, just in case. Dear Grandma, if I don't make it, don't be sad. I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of you being alone. But you're stronger than me. You're stronger than anyone. Use the money for something good. Maybe help other kids like me. Love, Skye. She folded it, put it in an envelope, wrote Grandma's name on it. Then she hid it under her mattress. Monday morning came too fast. They arrived at the hospital at 6. The pre-op team was waiting. They gave Skye a gown, started an IV, asked the same questions 3 different nurses had already asked. A new doctor came in, young guy, smiled too much. I'm Dr. Williams. I'll be assisting Dr. Chen today. Where is Dr. Chen? Grandma asked. She's prepping the lab, but she'll be with Skye the whole time. They wheeled Skye down the hallway at 7:30. The lights on the ceiling passed by one. Bright. Blinding. Grandma walked next to the gurney holding her hand. I love you, baby. I love you too. They reached the doors to the surgical wing. Grandma had to stop there. I'll be right here when you wake up, she said. Promise? Promise. They pushed through the doors. Skye was alone now with strangers in masks. The anesthesiologist appeared above her. Okay, Skye, I need you to count backward from 10. 10. 9, 8. The room started to blur. 7, 6. She thought about the man on the bench, about his sad eyes, about how he took her breakfast even though he didn't want to. 5, 4. She hoped he was okay, wherever he was. 3. Everything went black. In the observation room above the surgical suite, Marcus stood next to Dr. Chen, watching through the glass. "You didn't have to come," she said. "Yes, I did. She doesn't know you're here." "I know." Below them, the surgical team moved with precision, inserting lines, monitoring vitals, beginning the harvest of Sky's stem cells. Marcus's hands gripped the railing. Dr. Chen noticed. "We're going to save her." "You said that about Emma." "This is different." "How?" "Because we're further along now, because the science is better, because we learned from cases like Emma's." Marcus closed his eyes. "She better survive this." "She will." "You can't promise that." "No, but I can promise we'll do everything possible." The procedure took 6 hours. Marcus watched every minute. Sky woke up in recovery at 4 in the afternoon. Everything hurt, her chest, her arms, her head. Grandma was there, just like she promised. "How do you feel, baby?" "Like I got hit by a truck." "That's normal." Dr. Chen said the procedure went perfect. "When do we know if it worked?" "Not for a few weeks. They have to grow your cells in the lab first. Then they put them back in." Sky closed her eyes. "So we wait." "We wait." The hospital kept her for 3 days, monitoring, making sure her body was handling everything. Kids from school sent cards. Her teacher sent flowers. Jasmine came to visit with her mom. "You look terrible," Jasmine said. "Thanks." "I mean it in a good way, like you fought a bear and lived." Sky laughed. It hurt, but she laughed anyway. "They're gonna fix you, right? The doctors?" "They're trying." "Good. Because I need my best friend around." When Sky finally went home, she was weaker than before, could barely walk from the car to the apartment. Grandma had to help her up the stairs. The next 2 weeks were the hardest. Her body ached constantly. She couldn't eat much, couldn't sleep well. The medicine made her sick. Dr. Chen called every other day to check in. "This is normal, Sky. Your body is recovering. It's preparing for the next phase." "When is the next phase?" 4 more days, then we put the modified cells back in." Those 4 days felt like 4 years. Sky spent most of it on the couch watching TV. Grandma took time off work. The new money made that possible. She didn't have to choose between being there and paying rent. "I keep thinking this is a dream," Grandma said one night, "that I'm going to wake up and we're back to how things were." "What if the treatment doesn't work?" Sky asked. "What if we used all this person's money for nothing?" "It's not for nothing. You're alive right now. That's not nothing. But what if I die anyway?" Grandma turned off the TV, looked at her, straight. "Then you die knowing someone cared enough to try. You die knowing you mattered to a stranger. That's more than most people get." Sky thought about that. "I wish I knew who he was." "Why?" "So I could tell him he matters too." The day of the transplant came faster than Sky expected. Back to the hospital, back to the gown, back to the IV. But this time felt different, less scary, more like hope. Dr. Chen explained the process. "We're going to infuse the modified cells back into your bloodstream. It takes about an hour. You'll be awake the whole time." "Does it hurt?" "No, you'll feel tired afterward. Maybe a little nauseous, but no pain." They started at 10 in the morning. Sky watched the bag of cells hanging from the IV pole. They looked normal, just dark red liquid. But Dr. Chen said they were different now. Fixed. Healed. "These cells are going to find their way to your bone marrow," Dr. Chen explained. "They'll start making healthy blood. It takes time, but eventually your body will be making normal red blood cells instead of sickled ones. How long? We'll start seeing changes in a month. Full results in 3 to 6 months. The hour passed slowly. Grandma held her hand the whole time. When it was done, Sky felt exhausted, like she'd run a marathon. Now what? She asked. Now we wait, Dr. Chen said. And hope. Sky looked at Grandma. We're good at waiting. They kept her overnight for observation. Everything went smooth. Marcus got the update from Dr. Chen at midnight. The infusion was successful. No complications. She's resting. He let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. And now? Now we wait. The cells need time to engraft, to start working. How long before we know? 30 days minimum. But Marcus, the hard part is over. She came through it. Emma came through it too. Until she didn't. This is different. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. The science has improved. The protocol is better. Sky is strong. Marcus hung up. Sat in his office in the dark. 30 days. He could wait 30 days. He'd waited 3 weeks on a bench ready to die. He could wait 30 days for a little girl to live. Week 1 after the transplant was brutal. Sky's fever spiked to 103. She couldn't keep food down. Her body was fighting itself, trying to accept the new cells. Dr. Chen admitted her back to the hospital on day 4. This is normal, she kept saying. Her immune system is adjusting. But normal felt like dying. Sky spent 5 days in the hospital hooked to machines, antibiotics, fluids, anti-nausea medication. Grandma never left. She slept in the chair, ate hospital cafeteria food, prayed more than Sky had ever seen her pray. On day 6, the fever broke. On day 7, Sky ate half a sandwich. On day 8, they sent her home. The worst is over, Dr. Chen said. Now her body just needs to heal. Week 2 was better. Sky could sit up without feeling dizzy, could walk to the bathroom without help, could watch TV without falling asleep every 10 minutes. Jasmine came over after school most days. You missed the math test, she said. Mr. Peterson said you can make it up whenever. I don't care about math right now. You should. You're still the smartest kid in class. Not anymore. My brain feels like mush. That's just the medicine. It'll come back. Week 3. Sky started feeling almost normal. The pain in her joints was less. She could take deep breaths without her chest hurting. Dr. Chen did blood work on day 20. Your counts are improving, she said. The new cells are engrafting. Your body is accepting them. Does that mean it's working? It means we're headed in the right direction. Grandma cried when they got home. Happy tears this time. We're gonna make it, baby. I can feel it. But Sky wasn't celebrating yet. She'd gotten her hopes up before. When the last treatment was supposed to help, when the medicine was supposed to stop the pain, she'd learned not to trust good news until it lasted. Week 4 came with more tests, blood work, bone marrow biopsy, full panel. Dr. Chen called 3 days later. Sky, can you and your grandmother come in tomorrow? I want to discuss your results. The way she said it made Sky's stomach drop. Is it bad news? Just come in. 2 o'clock. They didn't sleep that night, both of them lying awake in the dark, wondering what Dr. Chen was going to say. At 2 o'clock, they sat in her office. Dr. Chen pulled up charts on her computer, numbers and graphs that meant nothing to Sky. Your hemoglobin is at 11.2. A month ago, it was 7.8. Is that good? Grandma asked. It's excellent. Your sickled cells are down to 15%. They were at 90% before treatment. Sky sat up straighter. What does that mean? Dr. Chen turned the screen toward them. It means it's working. The gene therapy is working. Grandma grabbed Sky's hand, squeezed so hard it hurt. Are you saying she's cured? I'm saying she's responding better than we hoped. We need more time to call it a cure. But Sky, you're going to live. You're going to have a normal life. Sky couldn't speak, couldn't breathe, couldn't do anything but sit there and let the words sink in. She was going to live. After 11 years of pain and hospitals and wondering when her body would finally give up, she was going to live. Grandma was sobbing now, full-on sobbing. Dr. Chen came around the desk, hugged them both. You did it, Sky. You fought and you won. When they left the office, Sky felt lighter than she had in years. They walked through the hospital lobby, past the gift shop, past the pharmacy. That's when Sky saw him, the man from the bench. He was standing near the elevator, talking to someone on his phone. Expensive suit, same shiny shoes. Their eyes met for just a second. He froze. She froze. Then he turned and walked away, fast. Too fast. Grandma, that's him. Who? The man, from the bench, the one I gave my breakfast to. Sky ran after him. Well, walked fast. She still couldn't run. Wait, please wait. He didn't stop. Got on the elevator. The doors started to close. Sky reached them just in time. She saw his face clearly now, saw the recognition in his eyes, saw something else too, guilt or maybe fear. Thank you, she said as the doors shut. He didn't respond, just stared at her through the closing gap. Then he was gone. Grandma caught up. Was that him? Yeah. Why didn't he stop? I don't know. But Sky did know. She knew exactly why. He wasn't ready to be thanked, wasn't ready to be seen, just like she hadn't been ready to be saved. But it didn't matter. She'd seen him. She'd said thank you, and somehow that felt like enough. Marcus sat in his car in the hospital parking garage. His hands were shaking again, just like they had on the bench. She'd seen him. She'd recognized him. She'd said thank you. He wasn't ready for that. His phone rang. Raymond. Sir, Dr. Chen said the meeting went well. The girl's responding to treatment. I know, I was there. She saw you? Yeah. What did you do? I ran. Like a coward. Raymond was quiet for a moment. Why didn't you just talk to her? Because I don't deserve her gratitude. She saved my life. I'm just returning the favor. That's not how she sees it. It doesn't matter how she sees it. Marcus hung up, started the car, drove home to his empty mansion in the hills. Everything in that house reminded him of Emma. Her toys still in her room, her drawings on the fridge, her backpack by the door. He'd been planning to pack it all up. Before the bench. Before Sky. Now he couldn't. He sat in Emma's room that night, on her bed, holding her favorite stuffed animal. I met her today, he said to the empty room. The girl I told you about. She's getting better. The treatment's working. Silence. I know what you'd say, that I should talk to her, that I shouldn't hide. But I can't, Em. I can't look at her without seeing you. More silence. He put the stuffed animal back, left the room, closed the door. The next morning his assistant called. Sir, there's a woman here to see you. Says it's urgent. Won't give her name. Tell her I'm not available. She says her granddaughter gave you breakfast. Marcus's chest tightened. Send her up. 5 minutes later, Patricia Morrison walked into his office. She was smaller than he expected. Older. Tired looking, but her eyes were strong. Mr. Bennett? How did you find me? I'm not stupid. $1 million treatments don't come from nowhere. And my granddaughter described you perfectly. The internet did the rest. She sat down without being asked. I came to say, thank you. You don't need to thank me. Yes, I do. You saved my baby's life. She saved mine first. Patricia studied his face. You're the man from the bench. The one who took her breakfast. Yes. Why were you there? Marcus didn't answer right away. But something about this woman made him want to be honest. I was going to kill myself that day. Your granddaughter stopped me. Patricia's expression didn't change. She just nodded, like she'd suspected as much. You lost someone, she said, not a question. My daughter, Emma, she had sickle cell too. I'm sorry. So am I. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Patricia spoke again. Sky wants to meet you. Properly. Not through elevator doors. I can't. Why not? Because every time I look at her, I see Emma. I see what I couldn't save. That's not fair to Sky. I know. Patricia leaned forward. Mr. Bennett, I lost my daughter too. Sky's mother. Bled out giving birth. I watched her die and couldn't do anything about it. Marcus looked up. So I understand what you're feeling, Patricia continued. That guilt, that anger, that why her and not me feeling. But you know what I learned? What? That I couldn't let my daughter's death stop me from loving her daughter. That would dishonor both of them. This is different. How? Because I have billions. I had resources. I should have been able to save Emma. And I should have been able to save my daughter. But money doesn't buy miracles. Money doesn't buy more time. All it can do is give people a fighting chance. Marcus felt something crack in his chest. The same feeling he'd had when Sky gave him that brown paper bag. She wants to meet me? He asked. She wants to thank you properly. Face to face. When? Tomorrow, at the bench. Where it all started. 2 o'clock. Patricia stood. Walked to the door, then turned back. My granddaughter is alive because of you. But you're alive because of her. Don't waste that, Mr. Bennett. Don't waste what she gave you. She left. Marcus sat alone in his office, staring at Emma's picture on his desk. What do I do, Em? The picture didn't answer, but somehow he knew anyway. He pulled out his phone. Texted Raymond. Clear my schedule tomorrow at 2. I have a meeting. With who? Someone important. He looked at Emma's picture one more time. I think you'd like her, Em. I think you two would have been friends. For the first time in months, Marcus smiled. A real smile. Not a sad one. Sky arrived at the bench 15 minutes early. She wore her best dress. The blue one Grandma bought her for church. Her hair was braided. She wanted to look good for this. Grandma sat next to her. You nervous? Yeah. Don't be. He's just a person. A person with billions of dollars who saved my life. A person who you saved first. At exactly 2 o'clock, a black car pulled up. The back door opened. Marcus stepped out. He looked different up close. Older than Sky thought. More tired, but his eyes were the same. Still sad, but less empty than before. He walked over slowly, stopped a few feet from the bench. Hi, he said. Hi, Sky replied. An awkward silence hung between them. Then Marcus sat down. Same spot he'd been in that morning. Same exact place. I'm Marcus Bennett. I'm Sky Morrison, but you already know that. I do. Another silence. Grandma stood up. I'll be over there, she said, pointing to a coffee shop across the street. You two talk. When she left, it was just Marcus and Sky on the bench. Your grandmother came to my office yesterday, Marcus said. I know, I told her to. She said you wanted to meet me. I wanted to say thank you. For real this time. Not through an elevator. Marcus looked at his hands. You don't need to thank me. Yes, I do. You paid for my treatment. You gave us money. You changed everything. You changed everything first. Sky tilted her head. By giving you toast? By giving me a reason to keep going. He turned to look at her now. Really look at her. That morning I was going to kill myself. I'd been planning it for 3 weeks. I had the note written. I had everything ready. And then you showed up. Sky's eyes went wide. Really? Really? Why? Marcus took a deep breath. I had a daughter, Emma. She was 8. She died from sickle cell anemia. The same thing I have. Had. Past tense. Dr. Chen says you're responding well. She said I'm gonna live a normal life. Good. They sat quietly for a moment. Then Sky spoke. I'm sorry about your daughter. I'm sorry you had to go through all that pain. It's not as bad now. I still hurt sometimes, but not like before. Marcus nodded. Emma used to say the same thing, that some days were okay and some days were bad. What was she like? Marcus smiled. A small, sad smile. She was stubborn. Smart. Always asking questions. She wanted to be a doctor when she grew up. I want to be a doctor too. Yeah? Yeah. So I can help kids like me. Marcus felt his throat tighten. She would have said the same thing. Sky reached into her backpack, pulled out the brown paper bag, the same one from that morning. I kept this, she said. Grandma wanted to throw it away, but I kept it. Why? Because it reminded me that small things matter, that giving someone toast can change everything. Marcus took the bag, looked at it. It was wrinkled now, worn. Can I keep this? He asked. It's yours. You're the one who needed it. He folded it carefully, put it in his jacket pocket. I need to tell you something, Marcus said. The reason I helped you wasn't just because you were kind. It was because helping you helped me. Made me feel like Emma's death wasn't completely pointless. How? Because what I learned from losing her, I can use to save other kids. Kids like you. That's not pointless. It feels pointless sometimes. Sky thought about that. My mom died having me. Grandma says I spent years feeling guilty about it. Like it was my fault. What changed? Grandma told me that my mom would want me to live. Not just survive, but actually live. Be happy. Do good things. Marcus looked at her. This 11-year-old girl who somehow understood grief better than most adults. Emma would want that too, he said quietly. Then do it. For her. I'm trying. You're doing more than trying. You saved my life. You saved mine first. Sky smiled. Then I guess we're even. I guess we are. They sat on that bench for another hour, talking. Sometimes about sad things, sometimes about good things. Marcus told her about Emma's favorite movies, her terrible singing voice, her obsession with giraffes. Sky told him about school, about Jasmine, about how she wanted to travel when she got older. When Grandma came back, they were laughing about something. She couldn't remember the last time she'd seen Sky laugh like that. We should go, Grandma said. Let Mr. Bennett get back to work. Marcus stood. Actually, I have a question. What? Sky asked. Would you and your grandmother like to have dinner sometime? At my house? Sky looked at Grandma. Grandma looked at Sky. We'd love to, Grandma said. The dinner was scheduled for Saturday night. Marcus sent a car. Grandma argued about it, but Marcus insisted. I'm not showing up to a billionaire's house in my 1997 Honda, she finally admitted. The driver picked them up at 6. The ride took 40 minutes through LA traffic into the hills. When they arrived, Sky couldn't believe what she saw. The house was massive. Gates, fountains, more windows than she could count. This is bigger than our whole apartment building, she whispered. Grandma squeezed her hand. Just be yourself, baby. Marcus met them at the door. He wasn't wearing a suit, just jeans and a sweater. He looked more normal that way. Come in, please. The inside was even bigger. High ceilings, marble floors, art on every wall. But it felt empty somehow, like a museum instead of a home. I ordered Italian, Marcus said. I hope that's okay. We love Italian, Grandma lied. They'd never had real Italian food, just the $5 pasta from the grocery store. They ate in a dining room with a table that could seat 20 people, just the 3 of them at one end. The food was incredible, Sky had never tasted anything like it. "This is really good," she said. "I'm glad you like it." Halfway through dinner, Marcus got quiet, staring at his plate. "You okay?" Grandma asked. "Sorry, I haven't had people over since Emma died. It's strange having the house feel alive again." "We can leave if this is too much," Grandma offered. "No, please stay. This is good. I need this." After dinner, Marcus showed them around. The library, the home theater, the pool. Then he stopped at a closed door. "This was Emma's room," he said. "I haven't changed anything." "Can I see it?" Sky asked. Marcus hesitated, then opened the door. The room was frozen in time. Toys on the shelves, books on the desk, a backpack by the bed. Sky walked in slowly, like she was entering a sacred place. She saw pictures on the wall: Emma at the beach, Emma blowing out birthday candles, Emma in a hospital bed smiling despite everything. "She was beautiful," Sky said. "She was." Sky noticed a drawing on the desk, a crayon picture of a girl and a man holding hands. "She drew this the day before she died," Marcus said. "She told me it was us in heaven. Together." His voice cracked. Grandma put a hand on his shoulder. "She's still with you, Mr. Bennett, in everything you do." "I know. But knowing doesn't make it easier." Sky picked up a stuffed giraffe from the bed. Was this her favorite? Yes. His name was Gerald. She took him everywhere. "Can I tell you something?" "Of course." "I think Emma sent me to that bench. I think she knew you needed help and she sent me." Marcus looked at her. "You really believe that?" "Yeah. Because I almost didn't sit down that day. I was going to walk straight to school. But something made me stop. Something made me sit. Maybe it was just coincidence. Or maybe it was her." Marcus didn't argue. Couldn't argue. Because part of him believed it too. They stayed in Emma's room for a while, Marcus telling stories, Sky listening, Grandma watching them both. When they finally left the room, Marcus closed the door gently. "Thank you," he said. "For what?" Sky asked. "For not being scared of her memory. Most people don't know what to say. They avoid talking about her. That's dumb. You should talk about people you love, even if they're gone. You're wise for 11. I've had a lot of time to think. Hospital beds do that." They went back downstairs, had dessert, chocolate cake that was too fancy for Sky's taste, but she ate it anyway. At 9 o'clock, the driver brought the car around. "Thank you for coming," Marcus said at the door. "Thank you for having us," Grandma replied. Sky hugged him, just walked up and hugged him. Marcus froze for a second, then hugged her back. "You're going to be okay," she whispered. "I promise." When they pulled away, Marcus had tears in his eyes. "So are you," he said. On the drive home, Grandma was quiet. "You okay?" Sky asked. "That man is broken, baby." "I know. But I think you're helping fix him." "He's helping fix me too." Grandma smiled. "That's how it works sometimes. Broken people fixing each other." When they got home, Sky found the letter she'd written before the transplant, the one she'd hidden under her mattress. She read it, then tore it up. She didn't need it anymore. She wasn't planning on dying. She was planning on living. 3 months later, Dr. Chen called with the final results. "Sky, your blood work is completely normal. No sickled cells. Your hemoglobin is stable. You're in full remission." Grandma dropped the phone. Actually dropped it. Sky picked it up. "What does that mean exactly?" "It means you're cured, Sky. The gene therapy worked. You don't have sickle cell disease anymore." Sky sat down on the couch. Her hands were shaking. "Huh, I'm cured?" "Yes. So no more hospital stays? No more pain?" You'll need regular checkups, but no more crisis episodes, no more transfusions. You can live a completely normal life." When Sky hung up, she couldn't cry, couldn't laugh, couldn't do anything but sit there. Grandma was already crying enough for both of them. "We need to tell Marcus," Grandma said. They called him immediately. He answered on the first ring. "Sky, everything okay?" "I'm cured. Dr. Chen just called. The treatment worked." Silence on the other end. "Marcus, I'm here. I'm so happy for you." His voice sounded thick, like he was crying too. "Can we see you?" Sky asked. "Today?" "I'll send the car." An hour later, they were back at his house. Marcus opened the door before they even knocked. His eyes were red. "Come in." They sat in the living room, the formal one they hadn't used last time. "I told the foundation board this morning," Marcus said, "about your results. They want to expand the program. Treat 50 more kids this year." "Because of me?" Sky asked. "Because you proved it works. You're the success story we needed." Grandma wiped her eyes. "So other kids won't have to suffer like Sky did?" "That's the plan." Marcus pulled out an envelope, handed it to Sky. "What's this?" "Open it." Inside was a letter. Official looking, lots of big words. Grandma read it out loud, her voice shaking. "Dear Miss Morrison, we are pleased to inform you that you have been selected as the first youth ambassador for the Emma and Sky Initiative for Sickle Cell Research." She stopped, looked at Marcus. "You named it after both of them?" "I did. Emma would have wanted that." Grandma kept reading. "As youth ambassador, you will help raise awareness, meet with researchers, and share your story with families affected by sickle cell disease." Sky looked up. "You want me to work for you?" "With me. Not for me. If you want to. What would I have to do?" "Tell your story. Help other kids understand they're not alone. Be the hope Emma never got to see." Sky thought about it. About all those hospital stays. All those kids she'd met who were still fighting. "Okay, I'll do it." Marcus smiled. "There's a salary, $20,000 a year, for speaking engagements and events. You're gonna pay me? You're doing work. Work gets paid." Grandma shook her head. "Mr. Bennett, you've already done so much. This isn't charity, Mrs. Morrison. Sky has value beyond what I gave her. Her voice matters. Her experience matters. She deserves compensation." The first event was scheduled for 3 weeks later. A fundraising gala for the foundation. 500 people, rich donors, media coverage, the whole thing. Sky was terrified. "I don't know what to say to those people." Marcus sat with her the week before, helping her prepare. "Just tell the truth. Tell them about the bench, about the breakfast, about what it's like to live with this disease." "What if I mess up?" "Then you mess up." "Ha, nobody's perfect. You're paying me $20,000. I should be perfect. I'm paying you $20,000 to be yourself. That's all anyone wants." The night of the gala, Sky wore a dress Marcus bought her. Green, her favorite color. Grandma came too, looking elegant in something new as well. The ballroom was enormous. Crystal chandeliers, round tables everywhere, people in tuxedos and gowns. Sky felt out of place immediately. "I can't do this," she whispered to Marcus. "Yes, you can. Just breathe." Dinner came first. Sky barely ate. Her stomach was in knots. Then the speeches started. The foundation director spoke. Some doctor spoke. A politician spoke. Then Marcus took the stage. 3 months ago, I was ready to give up on life. I'd lost my daughter. I'd lost hope. I was sitting on a bench contemplating ending everything. The room went silent. Then an 11-year-old girl gave me her breakfast. She didn't know who I was. Didn't know what I was planning. She just saw someone in pain and wanted to help. He looked at Sky. "That girl is here tonight, and I'd like her to tell you her story. Please welcome Sky Morrison." Everyone started clapping. Sky stood on shaky legs, walked to the stage, took the microphone, 500 faces staring at her. She opened her mouth. Nothing came out. Then she saw Grandma, saw her smile, saw her nod, and the words came. My name is Sky Morrison, and 6 months ago, I was dying. Sky spoke for 12 minutes. She told them about the pain, about missing school, about watching Grandma work 2 jobs just to afford medicine that didn't even work. She told them about the bench, about the man who looked like he'd lost everything. She told them about giving away her breakfast even though she needed it. I didn't think about it, she said. I just did it. Because when you've hurt as much as I have, you recognize hurt in other people. The room was completely silent. Mr. Bennett saved my life with his money, but I think maybe I saved his life with toast, and that's the point. You don't need billions to make a difference. You just need to care. When she finished, the applause was deafening. People stood up. Some were crying. Marcus met her as she left the stage, hugged her tight. That was perfect, he whispered. After the gala, everything changed. The video of Sky's speech went viral. 2 million views in 3 days, then 5 million, then 10. News stations called. Magazines wanted interviews. The foundation's donation page crashed from too much traffic. Sky woke up one morning to Grandma staring at her phone. Baby, you're famous. What? Look. Articles everywhere. 11-year-old saves billionaire's life with breakfast. From dying to thriving, Sky Morrison's miracle story. The toast that changed everything. Sky read them all. Some got the story right, others made stuff up. One article called Marcus her adopted father. That wasn't true. Another said she was terminally ill. Also not true. Does this bother you? Grandma asked. A little, but if it helps other kids get treatment, I don't care. The foundation's waiting list disappeared in 2 weeks. 50 kids got into the gene therapy trial, then 100, then 200. Marcus called it the Sky effect. You're making people care, he told her. That's more valuable than any donation. But it wasn't all good. Some people online said the story was fake, that Marcus staged it for publicity, that Sky was an actress. Ignore them, Marcus said. People who've never suffered don't understand people who have. Sky tried to ignore it, but it hurt seeing strangers call her a liar. Then one comment stopped her cold. Must be nice having a rich white man save you. What about the kids who don't get lucky? She showed it to Marcus. They have a point, she said. What do you mean? I got lucky. You happened to be on that bench. But what about all the other kids? The ones who don't meet billionaires? Marcus sat back. That's why we're expanding the program. It's not enough. There are thousands of kids with sickle cell. You can't save them all. No, but we can try to save as many as possible. Sky thought about that. What if we did more than treatment? Like what? Like prevention. Like making sure people know about sickle cell before they have kids. Like genetic testing. Like education. Marcus smiled. You've been thinking about this. I have a lot of time to think now that I'm not in pain. Okay, let's do it. You tell me what you want and I'll make it happen. Over the next month, Sky and Marcus built something new. The Sky Speaks program. School presentations about sickle cell. Free genetic testing in Black communities. Support groups for families. Sky did the first presentation at her own school. 50 kids showed up, including Jasmine. Sickle cell is a genetic disease, Sky explained. It mostly affects Black people. 1 in 13 Black babies carries the trait. She showed pictures of herself in the hospital, hooked up to machines, looking half dead. This was me 6 months ago. I was dying, but I got lucky. Most kids don't. A boy in the back raised his hand. How much did your treatment cost? $3 million? Gasps around the room. That's insane, someone said. It is insane. That's why we're trying to change it. Make it affordable, make it accessible. Another hand, why does it only affect Black people? It doesn't only affect us, but it's more common in Black communities because of genetics. Our ancestors in Africa developed it as protection against malaria. So it was good once? Yeah. But now it just causes pain. After the presentation, kids lined up to talk to her. Some asked about the treatment. Others wanted to know about Marcus. One girl stood at the back waiting until everyone left. "Can I talk to you?" she asked quietly. "Sure." The girl looked scared. "I think my little brother might have it. He's always tired, always hurting. But my mom says we can't afford a doctor." Sky's chest tightened. "What's your name?" "Maria." "Okay, Maria. Give me your mom's number. I'll have someone call her tomorrow." "Really?" "Really." Maria wrote down the number with shaking hands. "Thank you." When she left, Sky texted Marcus immediately. "I found another kid who needs help." He responded in seconds. "Send me the info. We'll take care of it." That night, Sky couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about Maria's brother, about all the kids like him, kids who were suffering right now while she slept in a warm bed. She got up, found Grandma in the kitchen. "Can't sleep?" Grandma asked. "There's too many of them, Grandma. Too many kids hurting." "I know, baby. What if we can't save them all?" Grandma pulled her close. "Then we save the ones we can, and we keep trying. That's all anyone can do." Maria's brother tested positive for sickle cell 2 days later. His name was Carlos. He was 7, same age Emma had been when her symptoms got bad. Marcus got him into the trial immediately. No waiting list, no insurance battles. Maria's mom called Sky crying. "Thank you. Thank you so much." "Don't thank me. Just make sure he takes his medicine." But word spread fast after that. Other families started reaching out. Through social media, through the foundation website, through Sky's school. "My daughter has it. My nephew is in pain. We can't afford treatment." Sky showed Marcus the messages. Hundreds of them. "We need more funding," he said. "I'll talk to the board." But the board had concerns. Sky sat in on the meeting. Marcus insisted she be there. "Mr. Bennett, we appreciate your passion," one board member said, "but we can't treat every child in America. The costs are unsustainable." "Then we make them sustainable," Marcus shot back. "How?" "The gene therapy costs $3 million per patient. Even with your resources, we negotiate with the pharmaceutical companies. We build our own labs. We train more doctors. We find a way." Another board member spoke up. "There are liability issues. If we promise treatment and can't deliver, then we deliver. That's not complicated." "Mr. Bennett, you're being emotional about this." Marcus stood up. "My daughter died because we ran out of options. Sky almost died for the same reason. How am I supposed to not be emotional?" The room went quiet. Sky raised her hand. "Can I say something?" Everyone looked at her. "You're all talking about money and liability. But you're forgetting something. These are kids. Real kids. Not statistics." One board member smiled condescendingly. "We understand that, dear. But we have fiduciary responsibilities." "I don't care about your responsibilities. I care about Carlos and Maria and all the other kids who are hurting right now while you talk about budgets." Marcus grinned. "She has a point." "Mr. Bennett, with all due respect, perhaps this discussion should happen without the kid who actually lived through this?" "No. She stays." The meeting went another hour. Lots of arguing, lots of numbers on spreadsheets. Finally, they reached a compromise. The foundation would commit to treating 500 kids in the next year. After that, they'd reassess. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. When they left the conference room, Marcus looked exhausted. That was brutal, he said. Are they always like that? Usually worse. You being there actually helped. How? They can't argue with you. You're the proof it works. 3 weeks later, Sky did her second school presentation, this time at a high school across town. Bigger crowd, older kids, harder questions. Why should we care? One kid asked. Most of us don't have sickle cell. Because empathy isn't optional, Sky replied. Today it's sickle cell. Tomorrow it could be cancer, or diabetes, or something else. Suffering doesn't discriminate. After the presentation, a teacher approached her. That was impressive. Have you thought about college? Sky laughed. I'm 11. I know, but you're a natural speaker. You should consider communications. Or public health. It was the first time anyone had talked to Sky about her future beyond just surviving. That night she mentioned it to Grandma. A teacher said I should go to college. Of course you're going to college, baby. You're the smartest person I know. But college costs money. We have money now. And even if we didn't, you'd find a way. You always do. Sky thought about that. About having a future. About planning beyond next week or next month. It felt strange. Good, but strange. Her phone buzzed. Text from Marcus. Check your email. Important. She opened her laptop. Found a message from the foundation. Subject: Youth Ambassador Program Expansion. They wanted to hire 5 more kids, other sickle cell survivors, to speak at schools and events. You started something, the email said. Now we need to grow it. Sky called Marcus. Is this real? Very real. We need more voices, more stories. Yours is powerful, but it's not the only one. How do we find them? You tell me. You know this community better than I do. Sky spent that week reaching out. To kids she'd met at the hospital. To families who'd contacted the foundation. She found them everywhere. Kids who'd survived. Kids who were thriving. Kids who wanted to help. By the end of the month, they had their 5. Jamal, age 16, basketball player, had been in remission for 2 years. Destiny, age 13, artist, just finished treatment 3 months ago. Keisha, age 15, debater, never let sickle cell stop her from competing. Marcus, age 12, named, after the same president, not the billionaire, loved science, and Teresa, age 14, quiet but determined, had lost her twin sister to the disease. They met for the first time at Marcus's house. 6 kids. All survivors. All fighters. Welcome to the team, Sky said. We're going to change the world. Jamal laughed. That's ambitious. Maybe. But we're all still alive when we shouldn't be. If that's not a miracle, I don't know what is. Marcus watched them from the doorway. This was what Emma would have wanted. Kids helping kids. Hope spreading like wildfire. He pulled out his phone, took a picture, sent it to Dr. Chen with a message. Look what we started. She responded immediately. Emma would be proud. Marcus looked at the photo again. 6 kids laughing. 6 kids living. Yeah, he whispered. She would be. The youth ambassador started speaking at schools across California. They split up, each taking different districts, reaching thousands of kids. Sky's first solo event was at a middle school in Compton. 200 students packed the auditorium. She was nervous without Marcus there, but she got through it. Talked about the pain, the hope, the second chance. Afterward, a girl approached her, couldn't have been more than 10. My cousin has it. He's in the hospital right now. What's his name? Deshaun. Sky wrote it down. I'll make sure someone from the foundation contacts your family. The girl's eyes filled with tears. You can really help him? I can try. That became Sky's routine. Speak at schools, collect names, pass them to the foundation. In 3 months, they identified 47 new cases. Kids who'd been suffering in silence. Kids whose families couldn't afford proper care. The foundation took them all in. But it was taking a toll on Sky. She was speaking 4 times a week. Missing school, falling behind in her classes. Grandma noticed. "Baby, you need to slow down." "I can't. There's too many kids who need help." "You're still a kid yourself. You need rest." "I'll rest when everyone's saved." That's not how this works. They fought about it, the first real fight they'd had since the treatment. Finally, Marcus stepped in. He called Sky to his office, sat her down. "Your grandmother is worried about you." "I'm fine." "No, you're not. You're exhausted. You're 12 years old doing the work of an adult." 11. "I'm still 11. Even worse. Sky, I appreciate what you're doing, but you can't burn yourself out." "Why not?" "You did. For Emma." That stopped him. "You're right," he said quietly. "I did burn out, and it nearly destroyed me. I don't want that for you." "Then what do you want?" "I want you to be a kid, go to school, hang out with friends, live the life you almost didn't get." "I can do both." "Not at this pace." They compromised. Sky would speak twice a month instead of every week. The other ambassadors would pick up the slack. It helped. She caught up on homework. Started hanging out with Jasmine again, but she couldn't stop thinking about the kids she wasn't reaching. One night she had an idea. She called Marcus at midnight. "This better be important," he answered groggily. "What if we made a documentary?" "What?" "About sickle cell, about the treatment, about all of us. We could reach millions of people instead of just hundreds." Silence. "Marcus, I'm thinking. That's actually brilliant." "Really?" "Really. I'll make some calls tomorrow." 2 weeks later, they had a film crew, a director, a production budget. They filmed Sky at school, at home, at the hospital for her checkup. They filmed the other ambassadors, Jamal playing basketball, Destiny painting, Teresa visiting her sister's grave. They filmed Marcus talking about Emma, about the bench, about the toast. The hardest part was filming Grandma. She didn't want to be on camera, said she looked too old, too tired. "You're the reason I'm alive," Sky told her. "You worked 2 jobs, you never gave up. People need to see that." Grandma finally agreed. They filmed her at work in the school cafeteria, serving food to kids who looked just like Sky. "I did what any grandmother would do," she said to the camera. "I loved my baby and I fought for her." The director asked Sky to recreate the morning at the bench. They went back to the same spot, same bench. Early morning, just like before. Marcus sat where he'd sat. Sky stood where she'd stood. "Action," the director called. Sky walked over, held out an imaginary bag. "You look like you need this more than me," she said. Marcus took the invisible bag. His hands shook just like they had that morning. "Thank you," he whispered. It wasn't acting. It was remembering. When they called cut, both of them were crying. The documentary took 4 months to finish. They premiered it at a film festival in Los Angeles. Big theater. Red carpet. Celebrities showed up. Sky wore another dress Marcus bought her. This one was red. "You look beautiful," Grandma said. "I look uncomfortable." "That too." The lights went down. The film started. Sky watched herself on screen, heard her own voice telling the story. It was strange seeing her life played back like that, like it happened to someone else. When it ended, the audience stood up, clapping, cheering. A woman in the front row was sobbing. "My son has sickle cell. This gives me hope." That's when Sky knew it was worth it. The documentary got picked up by a streaming service, released worldwide. 10 million views in the first week, then 20 million, then 50. Messages poured in from everywhere. Germany, Nigeria, Brazil, Japan. "We have sickle cell here too. Can you help us? Our children are dying." Marcus called an emergency board meeting. We need to go international, he said. Mr. Bennett, we can barely handle the American cases, then we expand. We partner with hospitals overseas. We train. They're doctors. We share our research. The costs, I'll cover it, all of it, whatever it takes. He looked at Sky sitting at the table. She gave me toast. I'm giving the world a cure. That seems fair. The international expansion happened fast. Too fast, some people said. Within 6 months, the foundation had partnerships in 12 countries: Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, Brazil, India, Jamaica, places where sickle cell hit hardest, where kids died because they didn't even know treatment existed. Marcus hired translators, built mobile clinics, trained local doctors. Sky wanted to visit them all. Not yet, Grandma said. You're still in school. I can do school online. No, you're staying put. They argued about it constantly. Sky wanted to go to Nigeria, wanted to meet the kids there. Summer, Marcus finally said. We'll go in summer, all 3 of us. That gave Sky something to look forward to. In the meantime, the documentary kept growing. It got nominated for awards, won some of them. Sky had to give speeches at ceremonies. I'm not good at fancy events, she told Marcus before one award show. Just be yourself. That's what people love about you. She won Best Youth Speaker at some gala she'd never heard of. Had to walk on stage in front of 1,000 people. This is weird, she said into the microphone. 6 months ago I was dying. Now I'm getting awards. Life is strange. People laughed. She hadn't meant it as a joke, but okay. Anyway, thank you. But this award isn't really for me. It's for every kid fighting sickle cell, every grandmother working 2 jobs, every doctor trying to save lives. That's who deserves this. More applause. When she walked off stage, Marcus was waiting. That was perfect. I forgot half of what I was supposed to say. The best speeches are the honest ones. At school, things got complicated. Some kids treated Sky different now, like she was a celebrity instead of their classmate. Jasmine stayed the same, though. Still made fun of her. Still kept her grounded. You're on TV and you still can't dress yourself, Jasmine said one morning. Sky looked down at her mismatched socks. Leave me alone. Never. But other kids were weird. Asked for autographs, wanted selfies. Can you get me into a movie premiere? One kid asked. I don't go to movie premieres. But you know famous people now. I know one billionaire and a bunch of sick kids, that's it. Teachers treated her different too. Easier grading, extra time on assignments. Sky hated it. I want to be treated normal, she told Mrs. Patterson. You're not normal anymore, Sky. You're exceptional. I don't want to be exceptional. I want to be 11. But being 11 wasn't really an option anymore. She had responsibilities now, speaking engagements, foundation meetings, documentary promotions. By spring, she was exhausted again. Marcus noticed during one of their planning sessions. You look tired. I am tired. When's the last time you just played? Did kid stuff? Sky thought about it, couldn't remember. Exactly, Marcus said. You're taking this weekend off. No foundation, no speeches, no emails. But the Nigeria trip can wait 2 days. That Saturday, Marcus picked her up at 8 in the morning. Where are we going? Sky asked. Somewhere fun. He drove them to Six Flags, the amusement park. Sky hadn't been since she was little, before the sickle cell got bad. I can ride roller coasters now? She asked. Dr. Chen cleared it. You're healthy. They spent the whole day there, rode every ride, ate terrible food, played rigged carnival games. Marcus won her a giant stuffed giraffe. For Emma? Sky asked. For you. But yeah, she would have loved this. On the Ferris wheel, Sky looked out at the park below. Can I ask you something? Anything. Do you still think about ending it? Like you did on the bench? Marcus was quiet for a moment. Sometimes, when I'm alone at night, when the house feels too empty. What stops you? You, the foundation. Knowing that Emma's death meant something because it led to all this. That's a lot of pressure on me. I didn't mean it like that. You're not responsible for keeping me alive. But I kind of am, though. No, you showed me life was worth living. But I have to choose it every day. That's on me. The Ferris wheel reached the top. They could see the whole city. It's beautiful up here, Sky said. It is. I'm glad I didn't die. I would have missed this. Marcus smiled. Me too, on both counts. They stayed until the park closed. Walked to the car carrying the giant giraffe. Today was perfect, Sky said. Good, you needed it. So did you. When Marcus dropped her off, Grandma was waiting on the porch. Did you have fun? The best. Look what I won. She showed off the giraffe. It barely fit through the door. That night, Sky slept better than she had in months. No nightmares about hospitals, no stress about speeches, just dreams about roller coasters and cotton candy and being a kid. When she woke up Monday morning, she felt ready again. Ready for the foundation, for Nigeria, for whatever came next. But first she had to finish her math homework. Some things never changed. Summer came and they flew to Nigeria. Sky had never been on a plane before. Never left California. The flight was 14 hours. She slept most of it. When they landed in Lagos, the heat hit her immediately. Different from LA heat, thicker, wetter. Welcome to Africa, baby, Grandma said. Their driver took them to a hospital on the outskirts of the city, painted white. Smaller than Cedars-Sinai, but clean. Dr. Okafor met them at the entrance. Young woman. Big smile. We've been waiting for you, Miss Morrison. Inside the pediatric ward, 30 kids were waiting. All with sickle cell. All hoping for treatment. Sky walked through the room, shook hands, learned names. Kioma, age 9. Loved to sing. Emeka, age 7. Wanted to be a pilot. Ngozi, age 12. Same age as Sky. They looked different, but their eyes were the same. The same pain Sky used to carry. Can you really help all of them? Ngozi asked. We're going to try. Dr. Okafor showed them the new lab. Equipment shipped from America. Funded by the foundation. We can treat 20 children this year, she said. More next year as we train additional staff. Only 20? Sky asked. There's hundreds of kids here. We start with 20. Then we grow. It wasn't enough. Sky knew it wasn't enough. That night in the hotel, she couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about the kids who wouldn't make the list, who'd keep suffering while others got saved. Marcus knocked on her door at midnight. Can't sleep either? He asked. How do we choose? How do we pick 20 out of hundreds? Medical criteria. Severity. Likelihood of success. That's not fair. No, it's not, but it's reality. I hate reality. Me too sometimes. They sat on her balcony overlooking the city. Lagos at night. Millions of lights. Somewhere down there, kids are hurting, Sky said. Right now. While we sit here in a nice hotel. I know. And we can't save them all. No, we can't. So what's the point? Marcus looked at her. The point is we save the ones we can. 20 is better than 0. The next day they did a town hall. Local families, community leaders, press. Sky spoke about her journey, through a translator for those who didn't speak English. I was dying, just like your children. But I got lucky. Someone helped me. Now I want to help you. Afterward, parents lined up, desperate, pleading. Please take my daughter. My son is only 6. We'll do anything. Sky felt like she was drowning in their hope. Marcus pulled her aside. You okay? No, this is too much. You want to leave? No, I want to save them all, but I can't, and it's killing me. Welcome to how I felt after Emma died. That helplessness, that anger. How did you deal with it? I didn't. Not until you gave me that toast. They stayed in Nigeria for 2 weeks, visited 3 more hospitals, met hundreds more kids. By the time they left, Sky was emotionally wrecked. On the plane home, she cried, just sat in her seat and cried. Grandma held her. Let it out, baby. There's too many of them. We're not doing enough. We're doing everything we can. It's not enough. When they got back to LA, Sky locked herself in her room for 2 days. Didn't want to see anyone. Didn't want to talk. Finally, Jasmine showed up. Grandma let her in. She's not doing well. I'll handle it. Jasmine walked into Sky's room, sat on the bed. You done feeling sorry for yourself? Go away. No, you went to Africa. You saw sick kids. Now you're sad. I get it. But hiding doesn't help them. I can't save them all, Jasmine. Duh. Nobody can save everyone, but you can save some. That's more than most people do. It doesn't feel like enough. It never will. But those 20 kids in Nigeria? They're alive because of you. That counts. Sky sat up. When did you get so wise? I've always been wise. You just notice it now. That night, Sky called Marcus. I want to expand faster. More clinics, more doctors, more everything. We're already expanding as fast as we can. Then we need to go faster. Sky. I saw their faces, Marcus. I saw kids who looked just like me. If I can be saved, they can be saved. It takes time to build infrastructure, to train staff, to do this right. We don't have time. Kids are dying while we plan. Marcus was quiet. You sound like me a year ago. Good. Someone needs to be angry about this. Anger doesn't solve problems. Strategy does. Then let's strategize better. They spent the next month rebuilding the expansion plan. More aggressive timelines, more funding, more partnerships. The board pushed back. This is reckless. No, Marcus said. This is necessary. They voted, 7-5 in favor. The new plan would treat 500 kids internationally in the next year. Still not enough, but better. Sky went back to speaking at schools, but her message changed. Less about her story, more about the global crisis. Sickle cell kills more kids than you think. Mostly black and brown kids, mostly poor kids, kids the world ignores. She showed pictures from Nigeria, from Kenya, from Brazil. We can fix this, but only if people care. And slowly people started caring. Donations increased. Volunteers signed up. Other foundations partnered with them. The movement was growing, but Sky knew it still wasn't enough. It would never be enough until every kid was saved, and that might take the rest of her life. But she had a life now, so she'd use it. Sky turned 12 in October. Marcus threw her a party at his house. Nothing huge, just family and the other ambassadors. Grandma made her favorite cake, chocolate with vanilla frosting. Make a wish, baby. Sky closed her eyes, blew out the candles. What did you wish for? Jasmine asked. Can't tell. Won't come true. But she'd wished for the same thing she wished for every night. That every kid with sickle cell would get treatment. The party was nice, normal. No cameras, no speeches, just kids being kids. Jamal taught her how to shoot basketball. She was terrible at it. Destiny painted her nails, bright purple. Teresa told jokes, bad ones, but they laughed anyway. For a few hours, Sky forgot about the foundation, about Nigeria, about everything heavy. She was just a 12-year-old eating cake with friends. Later that night, Marcus pulled her aside. I have something for you. He handed her an envelope. Inside was a letter, handwritten, old paper, dated 6 months before Emma died. Emma wrote this, Marcus said. It's addressed to whoever saved my life. She had a feeling someone would. Sky's hands shook as she read it. Dear person who saved my dad. Thank you. He's sad a lot because I'm sick. But he's a good dad. The best dad. Please take care of him. Make sure he doesn't give up. Love, Emma. Sky couldn't speak. Just stared at the words. She knew, Marcus said quietly. Somehow she knew I'd need saving. How did she know? Kids understand things adults don't. She saw my pain even when I tried to hide it. Sky folded the letter carefully. Can I keep this? It's yours. She wrote it for you. That letter became Sky's most valuable possession. She kept it in a frame next to her bed, looked at it every morning, every night, a reminder that she wasn't just helping Marcus. She was honoring Emma's last wish. School got harder that year. 7th grade, new teachers, harder classes. Sky struggled with algebra. Her teacher offered tutoring. I don't have time, Sky said. I have foundation work. The foundation can wait. Your education can't. But it felt wrong prioritizing homework when kids were dying. Marcus noticed her grades slipping. You're failing math? I'm not failing. I got a C. That's failing for you. You're usually straight A's. I'm busy. Not too busy for school. This is non-negotiable, Sky. He hired her a tutor, made her cut back on speaking events. Sky hated it. Felt like she was abandoning the mission. You're not abandoning anything, Grandma said. You're investing in your future. My future doesn't matter if kids are dying now. Your future matters because those kids need educated leaders, not dropouts. Sky knew she was right. Didn't make it easier. The tutor helped. By November, her grades were back up, but she felt guilty every time she studied instead of working on foundation stuff. December brought unexpected news. The gene therapy got FDA approval for widespread use. No more experimental trials. It was official treatment now. Insurance companies had to cover it. Dr. Chen called with the update. This changes everything, Sky. This means thousands more kids can get treatment. How many? Every kid in America who needs it. Eventually, every kid worldwide. Sky sat down. This was huge. So we won? We're winning. There's still work to do. But yes, we're winning. The foundation held a press conference. Marcus at the podium, Sky next to him. 3 years ago, I lost my daughter to sickle cell anemia. 2 years ago, I met a little girl who gave me hope. Today, that hope becomes reality for thousands of families. Cameras flashed. Reporters shouted questions. Mr. Bennett, how much money have you invested in this? $2 billion so far. Worth every penny. Sky, how does it feel knowing you helped make this happen? She leaned into the microphone. It feels good. But we're not done. Kids in other countries still need help. That night, the story was everywhere. News channels, social media, newspapers. Gene therapy approved for sickle cell. Billionaire's mission saves thousands. The girl who changed everything. Sky watched the coverage with Grandma. You did it, baby. You really did it. We did it. All of us. Her phone buzzed. Text from Jasmine. You're famous again. Can I have your autograph? Sky laughed, texted back. Never. But underneath the celebration was a weird feeling, like the mission was ending, like her purpose was complete. She mentioned it to Marcus the next day. What do I do now? The fight's over. The fight's never over, Sky. It just evolves. Into what? That's up to you. You're 12. You have your whole life ahead. I don't know what I want. That's okay. You don't have to know yet. But Sky felt lost anyway. For 2 years, her life had been about this, about fighting sickle cell, about saving kids. Now what? She sat in her room that night staring at Emma's letter. What would you want me to do? She whispered. The letter didn't answer, but somehow Sky knew anyway. Emma would want her to live, to be happy, to do more than just survive. So that's what she'd do. She'd figure out what came next, one day at a time, just like she'd figured out how to survive sickle cell. One day at a time. Spring brought something unexpected. A call from the White House. Sky thought it was a prank at first. This is Jennifer from the Office of Public Engagement. The president would like to honor you and Mr. Bennett at a ceremony. The actual president? Yes. For your work on sickle cell research and treatment. Sky dropped the phone, picked it up. When? 3 weeks. April 15th. Can you make it? I'll be there. She called Marcus immediately. Did you know about this? Just found out myself. They want to give us the Presidential Citizens Medal. That's a real thing? Very real. One of the highest civilian honors. Grandma cried when she heard. My baby going to the White House. The next 3 weeks were chaos. Finding the right outfit, learning protocol, practicing what to say. Marcus hired an etiquette coach. You don't curtsy to the president, the coach said. Just shake hands firmly. What if I mess up? You won't. They flew to Washington on April 14th, stayed in a hotel near the Capitol. Sky couldn't sleep. Too nervous. Too excited. The ceremony was at 2 in the afternoon. They arrived at the White House at noon. Security checks, metal detectors, ID verification. Inside was even more impressive than Sky imagined. Portraits on every wall. History everywhere. An aide walked them to the East Room. 50 people already there. Other award recipients, press, officials. Marcus straightened his tie. You ready? No, but let's do it anyway. The president entered at exactly 2. Everyone stood. Applause filled the room. Sky's heart pounded so hard she thought everyone could hear it. The president spoke first, about service, about courage, about Americans making a difference. Then he called Marcus and Sky forward. They stood at the podium, the president between them. Marcus Bennett lost his daughter to sickle cell anemia. Instead of retreating into grief, he turned pain into purpose. He's invested billions in research and treatment. The president turned to Sky. And Sky Morrison, at age 11, gave her breakfast to a stranger. That simple act of kindness started a chain reaction that has saved thousands of lives. He placed the medal around Marcus's neck, then around Sky's. Heavy, solid, real. Congratulations, the president said quietly. You've made America proud. Cameras flashed. People clapped. Sky felt like she was floating. After the ceremony, there was a reception. Fancy food. Important people. A senator approached Sky. You're an inspiration, young lady. Thank you. Have you thought about politics? We need more people like you. Sky laughed. I'm 12. Perfect age to start planning. On the flight home, Sky stared at the medal. This is insane, she said. Which part? Marcus asked. All of it. 2 years ago I was dying. Now I'm getting medals from the president. Life changes fast when you let it. Do you think Emma would be proud? I know she would. Back in LA, things returned to normal. Well, normal for Sky. School, foundation work, homework, repeat. But something had shifted inside her. The medal reminded her that she had power. Real power to change things. She just needed to figure out what to change next. The answer came in May. A news story about foster kids aging out of the system. 18-year-olds with nowhere to go. Sky watched the whole segment. Kids sleeping in cars, couch surfing, struggling. She called Marcus that night. I want to help foster kids. That's not really the foundation's focus. So we start a new focus. The Emma and Sky initiative already changed. We can change again. Sky, you can't solve every problem. Why not? Because you're 12 and human, and there's limits. You didn't believe in limits when you saved me. He sighed. Fair point. What did you have in mind? They spent the next month researching foster care statistics, aging out rates, available resources. The numbers were devastating. 20,000 kids age out of foster care every year. Half become homeless within 18 months. We can fix this, Sky said. How? Transitional housing, job training, college scholarships. The same stuff you did for me, but for them. Marcus looked at the proposal she'd written. 12 pages. Detailed. Thought out. When did you become a policy expert? I've been paying attention, he smiled. Okay, let's do it. They launched the Second Chance Housing Initiative in June. Apartments for foster kids aging out, rent-free for 2 years while they got on their feet. The first building opened in South LA, 20 units, 20 kids. Sky helped them move in, carried boxes, set up furniture. One girl hugged her crying. I thought I'd be on the street. Now I have a home. Everyone deserves a home, Sky said. That night she felt something she hadn't felt in months. Purpose, direction. That feeling of making a real difference. Marcus noticed. You're happy again. I am. This feels right. Good. Because we're just getting started. By the end of summer, they had 3 buildings, 60 kids housed, plans for 10 more buildings by next year. The foundation's mission expanded. Sickle cell treatment and foster care support. Some board members complained it was too broad. We're diluting our focus, one said. Sky spoke up at the meeting. No, we're expanding our impact. Sick kids and foster kids both need help. We can do both. With all due respect, you're 13. With all due respect, I've lived through more than you. I know what it's like to need help and not have it. These kids deserve better. The board voted, 8-4 in favor. The expansion continued. That night, Sky texted Jasmine. I just told off a bunch of rich people in suits. That's my girl. What did they say? They voted yes. We're helping foster kids now. You're basically running a charity at 13. That's wild. I know. But someone has to do it. Sky looked at Emma's letter on her wall. I think I figured out what comes next, she whispered. I'm going to help everyone I can. For as long as I can. The letter didn't respond, but Sky felt like Emma heard her anyway. 5 years later. Sky stood at the same bench where it all started. She was 17 now, senior in high school. Accepted to Stanford for pre-med. Marcus sat next to her. Older, more gray hair, but his eyes weren't empty anymore. Can you believe it's been 5 years? He asked. Sometimes it feels like yesterday. Sometimes it feels like forever. They'd come here every year on the anniversary, March 3rd. The day Sky gave away her breakfast. The foundation had grown beyond anything they'd imagined. 10,000 kids treated for sickle cell worldwide. 1,500 foster youth housed. Research grants funding the next generation of cures. The documentary had been watched by 100 million people. Sky's speeches had reached millions more. But sitting on this bench, none of that mattered. It was just 2 people who'd saved each other's lives. I'm scared about college, Sky admitted. Why? What if I can't do both? School and the foundation? You'll figure it out. You always do. What if I fail? Then you fail, and you try again. That's how this works. A young woman approached them, mid-20s, nervous smile. Excuse me, are you Sky Morrison? Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you. My little brother got into the gene therapy trial 3 years ago. He's healthy now, playing soccer, living his life. Sky stood. What's his name? Carlos. The name hit her. Carlos? Maria's brother? You remember? Of course I remember. Maria hugged her. He asks about you all the time. You're his hero. How is he? Perfect. No more pain. No more hospitals, just a normal kid. After Maria left, Sky sat back down. That's why we do this, Marcus said. I know. But sometimes I wonder if it's enough. It's never enough. But it's something. Grandma arrived a few minutes later, walking slower now. 70 years old, but still working. Not because she had to. Because she wanted to. She managed 3 of the housing buildings, helped kids navigate adulthood. You two ready? She asked. They walked together to the foundation's new headquarters, a building Marcus bought and renovated. Inside were hundreds of people, staff, volunteers, families, kids who'd been treated. The 5-year anniversary celebration. Sky didn't want to speak. She'd given enough speeches. But Marcus insisted. She took the podium at 7, looked out at the crowd, saw faces she knew, faces she'd saved, faces that had saved her. 5 years ago, I gave a sad man my breakfast. I had no idea what would happen next. She found Marcus in the crowd. He smiled. That man saved my life with his money, but I think I saved his life with something simpler. Kindness. She paused, collected her thoughts. We've helped a lot of people in 5 years, but here's what I learned. You don't need billions to make a difference. You just need to care. You need to see someone hurting and decide to help. She looked at Grandma, at the other ambassadors, at the families. Emma Bennett died before I met her father, but her legacy lives in every kid we've saved, every family we've helped, every life we've changed. Her voice cracked. I wish she was here to see this, to see what her dad built in her honor. Marcus was crying now. So was half the room. So here's my challenge to everyone here. Find your bench, find your person who needs help, and give them your breakfast, whatever that means for you. She stepped back. The room erupted in applause. Later that night, Sky and Marcus stood on the roof of the building. City lights stretched forever. Millions of people down there. Some hurting. Some healing. What's next for you? Marcus asked. Stanford, med school, then maybe back here to run the foundation. You don't have to. You can do anything you want. I know, but this is what I want. This is what Emma would want. She'd want you to be happy. I am happy. Helping people makes me happy. Marcus pulled out something from his pocket, the brown paper bag, wrinkled, faded, 5 years old. I still carry this, he said. Why? Reminds me that the smallest things can change everything. Sky took it, held it carefully. Do you still think about ending it? Like you did that day? No, not anymore. You gave me a reason to stay. Good, because the world needs you. The world needs both of us. They stood there in silence. 2 survivors, 2 fighters. A billionaire and a girl who gave away her breakfast. Unlikely friends, unlikely heroes. But that's how the best stories start. With something small, something simple, something kind, and then everything changes. Below them, the city hummed with life. Somewhere down there, another kid was hurting. Another person was losing hope. Another miracle was waiting to happen. It just needed someone to care, someone to see the pain and decide to help, someone to give away their breakfast and change the world.